This interview is brought to you by Verizon. When the Navy and the Marine Corps look to securely and effectively modernize their network and voice communications in the continental United States or outside the contiguous United States, Verizon's suite of services, solutions, and contract vehicles are there to help meet mission needs.
Hi, I'm Jordan McDonald, staff writer with GovCIO Media and Research, and today we're at AFCEA TechNet Indo-Pacific in Honolulu. I'm joined by Robert Wolborsky, Chief Engineer at the Naval Information Warfare Systems Command. Hi, Robert. Thanks for joining us.
How are you?
Robert, the Navy is doing a lot of really interesting things around 5G.
Yep.
Could you sort of explain to us what you are doing and how it contributes to CJAD C2?
Well, we're learning from the 4G experience and the fact that we were way behind, in my opinion, way behind the power curve in embracing it and delivering it to the fleet and the warfighters. And we got ahead of the curve, and we actually have technical experts that are on the international standards boards and helping drive and facilitate how 5G emerges and is defined with things in it that will provide maximum benefit to the Navy specifically moving forward. We've been heavily invested with OSD and multiple pilots, like calling them tranches, where we're actually fielding 5G capability and proving its utility. We've done one for peers, a peer surrogate, so the amount of time and money and energy and maintenance required to run fiber through piers in that really harsh maritime environment being replaced by just using 5G like everybody else does today through wireless capabilities and technologies. Actually shown some significant success. We did a 5G warehouse pilot where RFID tags and understanding how you're going to run and operate a warehouse, how material moves through the warehouse, how you communicate and collaborate, how that information is being relayed on the fly has really proven itself to be very, very beneficial. And we're involved in a whole bunch of other now second level experiments and tranches and pilots to further embrace the technology and really advance the utility and benefit of this international capability to the United States Navy.
And what are some of these applications that you're using 5G for within the Navy?
We are looking at and have done some piloting of using 5G instead of Wi-Fi inside the skin of the ship, understanding that the properties of it and the speed and capability may be a better value to the Navy in our ability to distribute signals without having to have significant amount of infrastructure on our tactical platforms. As you know, it costs a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of energy to deliver capabilities to those platforms in that harsh environment while we're performing all kinds of significant maintenance on all of the hull mechanical and the weapon systems and everything else. Coming in and doing an IT upgrade at the same time is a significant challenge for us to actually get the job done there. So things we can do faster and easier and smarter, including maybe using 5G technology inside the skin of this ship, is something we're definitely taking a long, hard look at.
You told us about some of these applications, but can you tell us how you balance this capability while also making sure that you're accounting for risk and any other challenges that might sprout up as you're developing and delivering this capability to warfighters within the Navy?
We're applying pretty much the same risk calculus we do to our major systems to the 5G capability. An example is cybersecurity and how we're doing cybersecurity in 5G, looking at what the industry is doing with cybersecurity and 5G, taking the best of what they do, looking at some unique military requirements with respect to cybersecurity, and looking at how we would apply those to the 5G technology to protect things like OPSEC and other things on our platforms is a significant focus area for us moving forward. We're also looking at, what is the effect of the electromagnetic interference, which we're having our experts that do that for radars and high-powered systems go look at it for 5G too to make sure that we're not having any issues and challenges there. So we're doing all the things we would do for any system, but a little more of a industry flavored because there's a lot of industry work going on in 5G that would apply to it, and looking at how we can reduce the process barriers to allow us to go fast with some of these low-risk technology capabilities.
And so thinking about these disaggregated networks throughout space, how are you factoring in commercial partnerships as well with companies like SpaceX?
Wow, we are, for one thing, I think we're looking at PLEO and 5G both as options and alternatives. We're not chasing the shiny thing like, oh, 5G is great, let's go deliver that to everybody, and then PLEO starts becoming a much more profound thing. We're like, okay, forget about 5G, we're just going to go PLEO everything. We want to have both capabilities. We actually piloted both capabilities on the USS Abe Lincoln as a way to support, business, normal quality of service kind of functions and operations when the ships were pierside during a major availability. And it was very successful, and we let the network decide which was the best or most effective path for that capability to go through. So, and that was a significant partnership with multiple different industry partners to do that. But we want to learn from that experience, get all the goodness, and expand it as widely as we possibly can and aggressively as we can, because it's given a phenomenal capability. One of the things the CN always talks about is warfighters, warfighting, and foundation, and this is a focus on the warfighters. They shouldn't be able to go on their modern, cutting-edge warfighting platforms and have no ability to perform their normal admin functions, whether it be training, whether it be their personnel or their personnel systems or their banking, or even to send a quick message to home for one reason or another. We all have to do that. Why shouldn't they have that ability to do that? So we're using and leveraging this technology quite extensively to open the door to giving more quality of service support to our sailors so that they can be more proficient, so that they don't have to worry about things going on and they can focus on their job.
So in your last panel, you mentioned the tech refresh cycle and the need to constantly upgrade and update these technologies. How is the Navy working to stay in line with commercial partners as it develops these technologies?
Yeah, I was an ACAT 1 program manager for the Navy, and it was over the afloat networks, which is now 160 and 130. And I always used to tell people my goal was to be either in the trunk or the back seat of the technology car. And people looked at me like I was out of my mind. I'm like, I'm never going to be in the front seat. I'm never going to be cutting edge. I kind of take those words back, but I definitely don't want to be dragged behind the car. I don't want to be in the trunk. I want to be in the back seat, maybe the front seat, driving some unique requirements moving forward. But I really believe that we need to look at any and all ways to embrace more current and modern technology as fast as we possibly can, and look at all the things that are holding us back or preventing us from doing it, and have some sort of a strategy to address and attack all those things so that we can move faster. And like I said in the panel, digital engineering is a major thing that allow us to move much faster. Breaking things into smaller and faster, smaller focused capabilities and technologies to solve specific problems enables agility and speed in itself too. And how we architect our system and how we architect the whole ecosystem, all those things together need to be optimized to allow us to go faster. Maybe in the back seat still, but I have aspirations to be in the front seat.
Well, Rob, thank you so much for taking the time, and I really look forward to seeing the ways that the Navy continues to use 5G and PLEO in the future.
You bet. Thank you very much.